before our speakers will pitch today, we want to give you a short information about ourselves. So today's host will be my colleague David and myself, Nina. We are both policy advisors at the Ministry of Economic Affairs of the state of North Rhine-Westphalia, and we are very happy to welcome all of you here on this webinar. Yeah, why do we do all this? David, maybe you want to give the people a little introduction, what we do at the ministry.
Sure. So, of course, we're talking about the state of North Rhine-Westphalia, which is a relevant state of Germany. Some say it's the industrial heartland we're talking about here. We have strong B2B markets, but also B2C is strong in some cities and some markets. So we're very excited to have you all here. And a core mission of the state of North Rhine-Westphalia is to build the ecosystem and to constantly see what is the next step in developing this ecosystem. And currently a very relevant step in developing our ecosystem is to spread our international contacts, to widen these contacts, and to strengthen the existing ones. So actually, that's a very fitting frame for our event today, for our webinar, to really see what we have here in North Rhine-Westphalia is supposed to help startups find good, relevant matches. So that's the topic of today. We have some acceleration programs here in North Rhine-Westphalia spread throughout the state that you can profit from. So this seems to be a good time and the right group to have you all join in.
Yeah, well, this webinar is part of the so-called pre-program of the Startup Germany tour that will take place in November this year. So maybe you already had the time to get an insight in one of the other webinars that took already place, or I think there are also 2 more to come. And I think Nick Neidl from the Chamber of Commerce will explain you a little later. But before we go to Nick, I would like to hand over to Timur Kurt. Timur, you're from NRW Global Business. Maybe you want to give us a little insight what you do as well.
Thank you very much for the short introduction to my person, and hello to all participants from all over the world. My name is Timur Kurt, and I'm a project manager at NRW Global Business. We are the state-owned trade and investment agency of the German state of North Rhine-Westphalia, and our shareholder is the state of NRW, represented by the Ministry of Economic Affairs, Industry, Digitalization and Energy. We have our head office here in Düsseldorf, the capital city of NRW, but we are also represented in 17 offices in 10 countries worldwide. So NRW is one of the most popular investment locations for foreign companies in Europe. We have already almost 20,000 international companies, but of course, we are also in search of great startups and partners in the digital area. So we are open to new ideas. And so therefore, you are today on the right spot and have fun. We hope you will benefit from all our great speakers and get to know about the acceleration programs. Thank you very much.
So Nick, thank you, Timur. And Nick, short introduction from yourself.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nina. My name is Nick Neidl. I'm a research associate at the Chamber of Industry and Commerce here in the city of Dortmund. And I'm one of the organizers of the Startup Germany tour. So just let me give you a short introduction about the Startup Germany tour as itself. The Startup Germany tour is basically organized to give international startups from the InsurTech, the smart city and logistics and mobility sector the opportunity to get deep insights into these sectors here in Germany. And it's a good way to connect with other startups and even with multinational companies from this region. But furthermore, it is also an exciting opportunity to get to know certain accelerators and acceleration programs. So maybe if you already know, this Startup Germany tour will again be realized digitally. Will take place in November from 14 to November 17. But this tour is quite special because we will give additionally 15 international startups the opportunity to travel to Germany and to enjoy the Startup Germany tour on site here in the region of North Rhine-Westphalia Therefore, we additionally organize from September 28 to October 7 in total, 5 international startup contests where the best startups from each participating country compete against each other in an exciting digital pitch competition in front of a professional jury. So the winners of these contests may then get exclusively access to the tours program on site here in Germany. In these contests, you get exclusively insights about an international pitch competition and furthermore get insights from an international startup that made it to Germany and from a German corporate about its national and international business. So to get insights and to watch these contests on your screen, as you as participants of today's webinar may register as spectators on our website so that you don't miss these interesting and exciting pitch contests. But before I hand over to my colleagues, I want to thank our Ministry of Economic Affairs, Innovation, Digitalization and Energy of the state of North Rhine-Westphalia, and of course NRW Global Business for making this tour possible by being part of our Startup Germany tour and by being host of today's webinar. Therefore, I would like to hand over to David and Nina. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Nick.
So before we start with our 7 pitches, I want to inform you that we do a video recording of this webinar. I see already that all of you muted their microphones, so you're very good in it. Our webinar is in about 1 hour, so we have 7 pitches today. Each pitch will be 7 minutes. And yeah, during the pitch, you can put your questions in the box. It's called, so for me, it says F&A. It's down in the bottom line from your computer. So it's the Q&A box. There you can put in your questions for each pitch. So then after each pitch, we have about 3 minutes for your questions. David, short information for yourself. I just see the screen right now. I can't see the F&A, so maybe you can do all the F&A during our
I'll take care of that, no problem. Sure.
Thank you very much. So, one last information, after the webinar, you will get a follow-up email from us with the pitch decks and also with all the contact details. So, for your information, you heard about NRW. NRW stands for North Rhine-Westphalia. Here you can see a map, and we have circles around the cities where all the programs that will be presented to you today are based. And first of all, we start with Ignition Accelerator and Accelerate NRW. The second will be Alpha Accelerator from Bonn, then Start.up Accelerator from Duisburg, XTech will be the fourth from Cologne. After that, Founders Foundation. The sixth is Do Accelerate from Dortmund. And last but not least, Data Hub Ruhr from Essen. And we start with the first pitch from Uliana, Ignition, and she will give us also an insight about Accelerate NRW.
Yes, hello, also from my side. Today I'm going to introduce you to our Startup Accelerator program Ignition and make you aware of a great platform if you're looking for an accelerator program here in NRW. Let's start with my person first. Who am I? My name is Juliana Engel. Yes, I'm an angel. And I have been responsible for Ignition at DigiHub Düsseldorf Rhineland for almost 2.5 years. So I take care of all applications, all teams that attend our program and run an alumni network. I'm a startup and innovation fan, and what excites me the most is the sparkle in the eyes of a founder who literally burns for his business idea. If this sounds like you, feel free to network via LinkedIn. The slide before was with the QR code to my LinkedIn account. I'm looking forward to talking with interested founders or those who wants to become one. Slide next. DigiHub Düsseldorf Rhineland, what or who are we? DigiHub is a project funded by Digital Economy NRW, short DWNRW, an initiative of the Ministry of Economic Affairs, Innovation and Digitization and Energy of the state of North Rhine-Westphalia. We started 5 years ago with one goal to shape the digital future of our region. The DigiHub connects. No, let me show.
Sorry.
To DigiHub connects medium-sized businesses, startups, scale-ups, corporations, scientists, and investors, and supports the development of new digital business models, products, and solutions. So we are one of the 5+2 digital hubs in NRW. We are stimulating and promoting the digital economy in NRW, improving networking and of the ecosystem locations and actors, creating more successful digital startups, supporting digital transformation, and cultivating open innovation. So we are matchmaker and accelerator by passion, because our team consists of entrepreneurs and startup enthusiasts. For example, we love the exchange with motivated founders and interested companies. And for this purpose, a valuable startup ecosystem has been created by us and by many other players in recent years. The next slide shows you how the ecosystem looks like. What you can see here are players from the local startup ecosystem who support startup founders on site here in Düsseldorf and Rhineland. Together, we give you the opportunity to build your business with strong partners at your side. You see investors, startup events, successful scale-ups, co-working and networking spaces, support at universities and access to talents, maker spaces and rapid prototyping specialists, but also incubators and accelerator providers. We are one of them. And yes, our program, we call it Ignition. Let's take a closer look at Ignition program. We have been running for 4 years. We celebrated our birthday last month. We have now supported 60+ startups in their journey from business idea to market and investment-ready product. Ignition has a term of 5 months. We start 3 times a year with a batch of about 5 teams. It depends, sometimes 6, sometimes 4. Each team gets a public funding of 25,000 euro, and for that we don't get 0 shares. This is super nice for you, I would say. Our program consists of the following modules: the onboarding week, one-on-one and group coaching sessions with a lot of know-how transfer, contacts with company representatives, investors, and experienced founders to learn from, rapid prototyping to build an MVP, DigiHub, our own events and alumni networking, and also pitch opportunity on other stages, remote and physically. For example, at the Ignition Demo Night, our final event of the Ignition program after 5 months. And in total, fun and founder friends for life. In summary, everything you need for your early stage startup, you just have to do it here from Düsseldorf or NRW. On the next slide, you can see how fast it can go. You apply about 2 months before the start of the program, and maybe you will make it to the jury pitch as one of the top 12 out of the 73 applications. That's how many we had in the last round. Here we get to know you in person or digitally, it depends, and evaluate whether you are a good fit for us or not. Only after the pitch, we decide on 5 teams to take on an exciting journey. It all starts with the onboarding week, as already mentioned. Then it's on to the program. We remain in close exchange and are available as door openers and sparring partners for you. We have peer-to-peer sessions every 2nd week and many more. At the end of the program, you will pitch again, this time in front of investors and company representatives who may be looking for exactly your solution. Our demo nights are legendary, yes, they are. And then you have the opportunity to become part of our alumni community and exchange with 160 plus founders, but also share your knowledge and especially your fuck up moments. The DigiHub is also still available with support, like investor intros or feedback on the pitch deck or other needs. Now you are curious to know who can apply for our accelerator program. The next slide will show it to you. I would say all of you. No, maybe not, because teams with a minimum 2 founder, early stage startup or business ideas are relevant for us. Founding date not older than 1 year at day 1 of the accelerator start. Ideas with a digital and scalable business model. Unfortunately, no food solutions or good drinks or something. And at least a 70% time commitment. It means no full-time job allowed. You need to focus on your startup, and at least 1 founder with residence in North Rhine-Westphalia. We already had 2 times the case that 1 co-founder came here from Düsseldorf and the other co-founder from abroad. It was Spain and Israel. We found both teams extremely strong and found a solution how the founders from abroad could participate in our program. That's why it's the same for you guys. If you are planning to found your startup in NRW and one of the founders is already based in NRW or wants to move to NRW, we will find a solution to make your participation work if everything else fits what I already talked about. The next slide, here's a brief overview of our startups who joined our program and are now in our alumni network. We are proud of a 70% survival rate. And as you can see, we don't have a topic or industry focus. When we selecting startups for our program, the main thing is that they work on digital solutions and solve real problems. The next slide. And now is your time. Apply and convince us with your team and your product. The next slide will show you our deadline. It's the 15th of November. Show us that you have done your homework and know the knockout criteria. We are looking forward to your pitch deck and possibly get to know you in person or remote. Our program will start, it's the batch 13, will start in January 2022. It will be a hybrid program with some modules on-site and some remote. As I said at the beginning, Ignition has been around for 4 years. The startups that were in our program at the very beginning are today further than those that have only recently participated in Ignition. So we have been approached by founders with 3 till 4 years plus years of startups operation when why there isn't some kind of Ignition for them as well. They are looking for some kind of program or support. My time is running out. I'm so sorry. Do I have 2 minutes more? Nina?
Well, yes, you have 2 minutes more, of course, but
okay, not more than
you can.
Then I'm finished. And that's why we started a survey last year in November to find out if the need is there for many more scale-ups, and we found out they have challenges they need to overcome too. Some of them different than younger startups, but they are looking for support too. In fact, they would like to have an exchange with like-minded people to share and learn from each other, give each other feedback and help with tips. Exciting is that 71% see location advantages here in the Rhineland. The next slide will show you what kind of advantages they mentioned. close to the business and industry, access to talented staff, attractive location for employees, and good network infrastructure and support. We would like to support scale-ups. We don't know yet what the support will look like in concrete terms. We will start thinking about it soon. So keep you updated on our DigiHub website under the tab for scale-ups. This is almost the last one. Besides Ignition, now let's go further.
Okay, sorry.
Besides Ignition, there are already many other accelerator programs for startups. The trend came from the USA when Y Combinator supported people interested in founding a startup with its startup school. Today, there are over 700 programs worldwide. You may know some. In NRW, there are already 40 plus. And so we have created a platform to bring all programs from NRW together in one place. The platform calls Accelerate NRW. Here you can see all the information about the programs. You can find the right program for you. All those presenting today after me are also listed there. So feel free to have a look and contact them. The next slide shows you that we want to meet you in person if you like it too. Come to the A Summit. One day a year, we bring all accelerator and interested founders together under one roof. We hope physically next year. The last two ones were digitally, but you can watch them on our YouTube account. And I would like to recommend you another fantastic event to join. It's the Digital Demo Day. We recently took place here in Düsseldorf for the fifth time on September 9th. At the Demo Day, tech startups present their solutions to the industry and make new business contacts. But we provide also workshops, keynotes, and startup pitch stage. We have more and more international exhibitors every year. Maybe we will see you in person next year at the Demo Day. We will start with the preparations soon. Another example of how we support international startups is our activity at JETRO. You can see on the next slide. As a JETRO Global Acceleration Hub, we offer mentoring and matchmaking for Japanese startups. We already supported 25 of them. Maybe you are one. You are from Japan. If so, contact JETRO. And the last slide, then I'm done. I'm finished. Sorry for this. Is mine and the contact details from my colleague Benny. We take care of the startup support here in Düsseldorf, Rhineland, and are looking forward to hearing from you. By the way, we provide an Ignition office hour on Tuesdays from 2 till 3 p.m., which you can book on our DigiHub website. We can meet in Zoom and answer all your questions. If there is room today, let's do it today. If not, see you tomorrow on Tuesday. And now I'm done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Uliana. Thank you. Almost 10 minutes. No, but thank you very much for the great presentation. I recommend you just write down her email address already now that you can see it on the screen. But as I said already before, we will send you also the pitch deck afterwards. David, do we have any questions? Maybe
absolutely yes. So
one
we
or
do
maximum
have
2 questions.
Oh, maximum 2. Maybe we can even squeeze a third one, and we'll see with the timing. Uliana, so we have one question here. If it's also possible to apply for your program from South Brandenburg, so another German state. That's asking that. Is that also possible, or what would you answer?
Unfortunately not. I'm so sorry. You have to move to NRW.
Okay.
Not be a citizen, not only a German citizen, but an NRW citizen.
Okay, and that would probably almost answer the second question that was raised. Do you have to be a German citizen to be part of your program, or how does that work?
German citizen is not necessary, but you need a residence in NRW.
Right. So I'm quite sure Puria, who raised the question, was meaning, do we as a company have to somehow be a German citizen-based company to be able to join? But you say that doesn't really matter, but you have to have some kind of residency permit to access the program, right?
Correct.
Perfect. The last thing, you can probably read them yourself, but still is, would you, right. What about InsurTech startups?
Why not? Apply, and then we will see if it fits.
That's good. And you already mentioned your office hours that you offer, right?
Yes.
So people can still sign up there, ask some detailed questions if they fit or don't.
Yes, it would be nice to see you there.
Thanks so much, Uliana. That's so much from the question frontier.
Great. Okay, thank you very much. So then I would say we go to the next accelerator program we have here today. It's Alpha Accelerator, and it's based in Bonn. You see the yellow circle down there, and we have Ivan, who will tell us a little bit about the Alpha Accelerator.
Okay, thanks a lot, Nina. Welcome everybody. Big hello from Bonn, the former capital of Germany. Even though it was in the very south of the map of North Rhine-Westphalia, Bonn is it's actually quite a large city. Being the former capital, it has a lot of international expats. So I believe a lot of the international people in the audience today would feel quite comfortable around here. So yeah, let me introduce you to the accelerator program, and to start, we'll kick off with a little trailer.
Can you hear the sound?
Yeah. Alrighty. Thanks a lot, Nina. So this was just to give you guys a kind of a visual overview of the program, of the location here in Bonn, and also to get you guys started on Denglish, the mix of German, Deutsch, and English. You've seen them lots of English buzzwords, but combined with the German language. So our mission at the Digital Hub in Bonn is to help startups, to accelerate them, to invest in them, provide them with a space, provide them with the support they need to be successful. We are primarily focused on startups getting started here, but we've had quite a few startups already move to Germany, move to Bonn, so quite internationally. Yeah, thanks, Nina. Feel free to jump to the next slide.
Sorry.
All good. No, all good. Thank you. And yeah, here's a list of the startups, or some of the startups that were in our program in the past couple of years. The program basically offers you, feel free to go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks. The program offers you space, so half a year of co-working space. It offers you access to funding through investors and business angels based in Germany. It offers you more than 30K in scholarships, government grants, freebies, cloud credits, all sorts of savings, but also cash investments. We are also offering lots of coaching, obviously, like all accelerator programs, and necessary network of world-class people, like international leading coaches in their field. So basically everything in early stage software, hardware startup needs to be successful. Yes, so those are some of the companies that we offer you benefits or a free cash or discounts at. So basically all the cloud programs, but additionally lots of SaaS providers that you guys might need to get your business off the ground. That's just a list of some of our coaches and some of the sessions. So you can see we have a pretty broad spectrum of everything related to sales, marketing, how to build your product, how to structure your team, how to raise funding, basically all the topics that early stage startups need to grow their startup. Some of them are experts in their field. Some of them are actual serial entrepreneurs themselves. Some of them have built and sold software and hardware companies worth in the 9 digits and have gone from startup to IPO. So we have quite a lot of people with a lot of knowledge that can help you and support your startup. Here's a list of the logos. You might recognize some of the international logos like Telekom, Deutsche Telekom, or DHL or Deutsche Post DHL Group. Both are actually headquartered here in Germany and in Bonn, as a matter of fact. Bonn is also, I mentioned in the beginning, quite international. We have a lot of expats living here, not only because of the DHL group or because of Deutsche Telekom, but also because it's a UN city. So we have an international school here. There's lots of international expat meetup groups. So I guess it's easy to kind of jump into the ecosystem, and you have lots of people with international background. So it's also easy to move here with a spouse or with family. Yeah, and with that, I would conclude my presentation and would be happy to answer any questions if you guys have anything. Thanks.
Okay, wow. Thank you, Ivan. Not even, you're very close to the 7 minutes. So now we really have 3 minutes for answering questions. David, are there any in the chat already?
Apparently not, which can also mean that you've answered so many in your presentation as such. Can startups in Africa apply? One question just came in. Ivan.
Yeah, definitely. Anybody worldwide can apply. What we are looking to work with startups that want to establish their headquarters here.
Okay, so the headquarter focus is, of course, in NRW somehow, but the application is basically open.
Yeah.
What can the startup do to contact you? Is there an office hour as well? Do you have an email address to send questions to? How does that work?
Yeah, feel free to reach out to us through any social network, really. I mean, you can check out our website for more information, but also you can get in touch with us through LinkedIn or Facebook, Twitter. We even have a TikTok channel, so any social network, you can reach out to us.
Sounds great. Many channels to your supply. That's good. Any other questions? I don't see anyone in the Q&A section right now.
I have one last question, because Ivan, you said you're offering, I think you said 30,000 euros to the startup teams, but it's not cash, right? So it's more like from your partners, they offer, they have special offers for the startups like Deutsche Telekom or DHL, or how does it look like, the cooperation between the corporates and the startups?
Yeah, exactly. So it really depends on how you count it, and it also depends on the startup, which is why there's like no set package for everybody that everybody gets. But it starts like with government grants that you guys from the ministry give out, which is like 12,000 per founder per year. So if you are 3 founders, you get 36K. If you're a single founder, you get 12K. So this varies, obviously. And then with regards to cloud credits, we have cloud credits from AWS. They give out first about 10K in euros, but then if you scale with them, they upgrade it to 100K, as a matter of fact. With Google, I believe you get started with 20K in cloud credits. We ourselves, we also invest in startups. So we do also take equity. We co-invest with other business angels, but those deals are custom. Really depends on the stage of the startup and of how much they're raising, and who the other co-investors are. And so basically, I would say, generally speaking, like those freebies, if you count them up, they are 30K plus. In some cases, they might be 100K plus.
Okay, thank you very much, Ivan, again. So
there are
reach
more questions
out
coming
to
in,
Ivan.
but yeah.
Okay. So maybe one small question, we have time.
Okay, so because I didn't quite get the second question that came in, if you need to have an investment before you can join as a startup or join this program, I'm not sure if that was the question you raised. Maybe you can clarify that in the aftermath, but maybe an important question would be, if you're a startup based in another country, is it okay to migrate to NRW, or can you work on your idea directly from NRW? That would be the question.
Sure. So I think, obviously, like anybody watching is probably starting in some other country. But if you're thinking of moving to Germany and establishing your headquarters there, I guess we are the right program to go to. And I guess this will probably count for most programs that are related to the government funding. Now, this is not the case with all the programs in our call today. I believe some are more kind of private, so they're a bit easier on this residence in NRW condition. For us, it is a necessary condition. But yeah, obviously you start abroad, and then if you like NRW, you might move here.
Right, and maybe towards the last question that was raised, is there any support for visa or residence permits from the accelerator programs? I'd advise startups to stick to also NRW Global Business, who's in the line, who are the incoming agency, basically. They can supply you with necessary contacts as well that you need in the process of landing. We'll be sending a list of these contacts in the aftermath of this event.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm also the timekeeper.
Sure.
So I would like to introduce Johannes for the next pitch, the Start.up Accelerator. Johannes, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Thank you for the introduction. So yes, so my name is Johannes Franke. I'm responsible for events and partnership at Start.up. And I would like to introduce Start.up to you. We are an innovation platform focusing on logistics and supply chain. So we have a clear focus on, we are searching for innovations. We are searching for innovations. We want to network to companies in the logistics and supply chain sector. So what we are doing, what we stand for, we are 100% subsidiary of the Port of Duisburg. We are based in Duisburg, in the Port of Duisburg, and we want to match the partner challenges of our cooperating partners with the right solutions provided by startups in our accelerator program. So we are focusing on supporting the startups in the initiation and implementation of pilot projects, and we want to network them with our partners in the network. So we are fully privately financed and supported by different companies from the region, such as the RAG Foundation, Klöckner, the Initiative Karlsruhe, and Duisport. And we have two programs, the accelerator program and the incubator program. Both are going 12 months long. Next slide, please. So what you can expect from us, just to summarize it, we have a thematic focus with strong expertise in the fields of logistics and supply chain. And we want to link you directly to the logistics hub, to the port, to the logistics location in Duisburg. And yes, we have a strong network, brings together science companies, investors, startups, and we want to foster innovative solutions for the logistics and supply chain. The innovation platform, what we are doing, we want to drive innovative and brave projects together with our partners and you. So we do not want any company shares from you, but we want to, the focus is more on the network part, and we want to network you with companies in the logistics and supply chain. Next slide. Just the key facts from the accelerator program. So besides the incubator program for the early stage startups, so we are supporting the early stage startups in the incubator program, focusing mostly on developing a first prototype, a first product. So I would like to give you more information about the accelerator program now, because I think most of the startups joining today are have a more specific fit for the accelerator program. So the target group, startups and corporates. So we are searching for founders in the fields of logistics and supply chain. We are not searching for logistics and supply chain startups. We are more searching for startups developing an innovative solution can fit in the logistics and supply chain. So we are doing a startup scouting for our corporates and finding the right innovations, finding the right startups. We want to bring to the accelerator and want to connect to our corporates. And what we are doing, we besides doing workshops, coaching, the most important thing is we want to network you with the companies, and we want to network you with investors and business angels. That's the most important part of our program. So yes, that's are the benefits. So you get a potential pilot project with our partners. You can also use our co-working space. You get coaching. We are doing a lot of network and events, matchmaking events, investors day, partner day, expert day, where we want to connect you with our experts, and we want to connect you with our financial network. This is our partner network. So besides our exclusive partners supporting us in financially and with their support, so we are financed by them. We have also network and program partners supporting the startups on legal aspects, on finance, on taxes, what else every startup needs. And we have our acceleration partner. There we are focusing more on the searching the right startups for in search field and finding the right solution for this search field. And we have the financial network with venture capital funds and business angels. Some key facts. Since 2017, we already supported 65 startups in our program. We do not have any geographic focus, so we are searching for startups internationally. So it's also possible to attend our program virtual. So we already supported this 65 startups in five batches. This month we are doing the contracts with the sixth batch starting in October. And yes, since the beginning, we have implemented more than 15 pilot projects with the startups and our partners. More than 40 companies are supporting us or cooperating with us, and we have 9 employees.
You have 1 minute left.
Okay, so this is our startup portfolio. As you can see, we are actually in the 5th batch, but in October we are starting with the 6th batch. The time is a little bit overlapping, so the 5th batch will go until mid of January. Yeah, next slide. One success story from our accelerator program. So we have startup HFM been in our 4th batch. They are developing digital trainers, and yes, Bodenlogistik, it's a subsidiary of the Duisport Group, has a central warehouse for Jacques Weindepot in Mönchengladbach, and they are doing the distribution for Jacques Weindepot. And HFM, the startup, develops digital trainers for safety training and train new employees, for example, for picking goods for the online store. And yes, they are really successful in these pilot projects and also successful on the financial side as they closed the seed round of 2.5 million euros. So that's it from my side. If you have any questions, you can contact me. And yes, I'm open for your questions.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Johannes.
So David.
Yes, there's one question. Is your focus on logistics and supply chain startups for sea freight sector or open basically for all sectors?
Yeah, it's basically open for all sectors. It's not only on sea freight. We have some startups, yes, focusing on sea freight, but it's so to make it clear, we are searching for innovations with our what we can connect to the companies on the logistics and supply chain side. So, for example, we had a startup focusing on finding the right ideas in the company and that's not a typical logistics solution, but it works also in the logistics and in the supply chain.
Great. And who selects the final startup participants? Is that the partners, or is that just you as the program coordinators, or who does that?
We have 2 steps. We have in the first round we are selecting Startport selecting the most suitable startups, and in the second step we have a jury consists of our partners. And they are selecting the most suitable startups for a program. We are we are in every batch, or the last batch in the actual batch, we are planning with 30 startups coming to the batch.
Okay,
thank you so
very much.
So just one recommendation. Also, one thing I want to add: it's not Johannes minus Franke; it's Johannes dot Franke. I will correct it in the presentation.
Okay, thank you very much.
Great. So thanks for that clarification. Otherwise, there's a very open question. Should we launch a company in Germany? Let's hope we can all answer that with all these acceleration programs, that it is actually a very promising thing to do so. And if you have any more specific questions on the individual programs, feel free. Otherwise, these programs should give you an idea on why opening an office here or founding a company in Germany in NRW is probably a pretty good idea.
Great. Okay, so next we go to the beautiful city of Cologne, and we have Marcus with us, who will represent XTech. It's not called XTech Accelerator, it's called XTech, and he will tell us about more about the early stage venture platform.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Nina and David. My name is Marcus Kick, and I'm the managing director of the XTech. The XTech is an accelerator from founders for founders, and it's actually a privately funded accelerator. So we don't take government money, which makes us a little easier, for example, to accept also startups from outside of Germany, outside of Europe, which can take part in our accelerator program, which is also part remote. As we are, or we see ourselves as, or want to become the leading early stage venture platform. We have a strong network of corporates and also of universities with whom we cooperate. And we are focusing mainly on B2B tech startups. So that's our core focus, B2B tech startups from actually in the seed or pre-seed phase from around the world. We have at the moment around 30% international startups in our batches. In our batches normally consist from 8 to 10 startups. We have 2 batches a year. And on the next slide, there you can see what we offer. First, I already mentioned we are founders ourselves. So me, for example, I founded a startup myself. Many of my team founded startups themselves or are working in were working or still working part-time in big consultancies like BCG or McKinsey. So what we do, we really have a very tailor-made program for you. We have strong partners on board, as I mentioned, McKinsey and also other big companies which fund the accelerator and with whom we can do pilot projects, for example, for the startups. And last but not least, we don't take equity or any fees. On the other side, you get around 100,000 euro in tech credits from different companies we are working together with. So when we select you for the program, you get a kind of a consulting project for free for 3 months when you are with us, and you can also get some tech credits to boost your tech stack, for example. And I was just mentioning my team, and I'm really honored to have them all on board. You see with the different logos, these guys and girls really know what they're doing. They are from, as I said, different consultancy backgrounds, but they're also from, they were leading incubators themselves here in Germany. And we are in the, we are part of Fond.up. Fond.up itself was a startup. And you see on the right-hand side, these 3 guys, Dr. Oliver Steinke, Sven Oliver Pink, Florian Michalecko. These 3 guys, they were founding Fond.up 10 years ago, and they wanted to give something back. That's why they funded this privately owned accelerator. And that's why we are actually really young, 1.5-year-old, but I think with a lot of energy and really want to make a contribution here and get the best startups, not just from Germany, but also worldwide here to NRW and accelerate them. And our core beliefs, I was mentioning before, we are a B2B accelerator. So we support B2B tech startups, and we have 5 beliefs. So it's mainly data-driven, right? Transforming data into insights is one of our core beliefs, personalizing customer experience, bridging online and offline worlds. Of course, the whole topic of sustainability and unlocking people performance. Why people performance? Just a short excursus. We are really focused on developing our team. So it's not just a snapshot, what you oftentimes get. You see a team and it's kind of yes or no. But sometimes we see a team where we believe that we can develop the team even further, and then we take this team as well. So what we have a strong organizational and team development focus in our accelerator program, and also in our VC fund, that's why it's not just the XTech accelerator, it's an XTech venture platform. So when we believe you are the right fit and we really can accelerate you even further, we can also invest in you together with our partners, which I think can see on the next slide, on the slide after that. Oh, after that one, not a problem. What we can do shortly is just to show you how this acceleration is working. So when we go, it's around 3 months when we take you into the program and select you, and we have a really thorough diagnosis phase. So we look what you need for the startup, what way we can help you best, and then we set together some objectives, and then we go to an acceleration where we really track and help you achieve your objectives in the time frame available. And so you will have a tailor-made acceleration package, actually, with one-on-one mentorings. I will not go deeply into all of this. You see it later on in the slides. But what you maybe can glean from this is that we want to help you where you need it most. So some of you might need more one-on-one mentorings. Others might need more sparring sessions. And even others need different experts. Our mentors, for example, they are all founders themselves. So they are not coaches or other people, which are of course relevant, but we believe that you need to have a founder like to really talk maybe problems over on the same level. And that's why we have a very strong founder network together with us, and which accelerates the startups. And that was the slide I was mentioning before around our partners. We have a strong partner network here, which is from, as you can see, the logos on the right-hand side, different companies from, different sectors, from the business consulting sector, legal sector, HR sector, digital consultancy, and many others. And together with these companies, we not just have experts to help you, but we also do pilot projects regularly together with our partners. And I think that was kind of the secret sauce. Our partners also select together with us the startups we want to take to the accelerator. So it's kind of the first step to get a project, to get a collaboration there, because they saw you already pitching, and were hopefully then happy to take you in the accelerator.
You have 40 seconds left.
And that's it. So if you want to apply, actually we started now our next batch. So, but you can apply anyway. The next starts in January. So it will take some time, but we have a very thorough selection process over 3 months. And we're really happy. If there are any questions left, write me an email. Me and my team are happy to answer, or go to our website, www.xtech.de. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So same question again to you, David. Are there any questions to
Yes,
Marcus?
there some questions have been coming in, and I'll just start with the first one, which is fairly easy. Is it mandatory to have a degree in German or English to somehow join? Marcus?
You don't have to have a good degree, but you need to be able to speak English, because the program will be held in English. Also, the hybrid sessions or remote sessions will be held in English. No degree needed, but you have to have a thorough understanding.
And does the type of company matter? So when you join as a company in Germany, are there specific criteria with regards to the type of company?
Actually, I'm not sure where you were heading at, but in general, no. You can be, your company doesn't have to be in NRW. It can be somewhere in Great Britain or wherever you want. If you are just doing, a company somewhere on Cayman Islands, we will look a little closer on it, and maybe you're not a startup, but more kind of a tax evasion thing. But in general, we are very open-minded. You can come wherever you are from.
Thank you so much. And the final comment, actually, I would delegate that a bit to NRW Global Business with the details. Perhaps they can help. It's regarding the visa. If basically having an accelerator reservation and a co-working space, if that helps with the visa registration, I think that's the visa detail. Not sure what your experience would say, Markus, or even Timur, if you have an idea on that, or where to go to with that question.
Okay, shall I take over?
Yeah, please.
Please do.
Okay, I will explain just in general, not too into detail, because it's also an aspect of individual case. So I can recommend you, if you have any questions regarding visa, you can contact us anytime. We have also connections and possibilities to connect you with the right persons, and to support you in all your aspects. So also the spaces, the offices you need for your startup, we can arrange it together. So for any support, you can contact NRW Global Business.
That's actually a good offer, and probably a good take on that would also be to have your questions nailed down as specifically as possible. That always helps us to somehow navigate this question within the networks. So if it's too broad and too general, we have problems, really offering you a solution. But the more specific it is, we can delegate it to the right person. So yeah, let's carry on. Well, let's just check the Q&A. Yes, we're all set.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Marcus.
David.
Pleasure.
Thank you. So now we're heading over to Founders Foundation. Unfortunately, the guys from Founders Foundation can't make it today to join our webinar. That's why my colleague David will give you a little information about Hinterland of Things and Founders Foundation. David, what do we start first, Founders Foundation or Hinterland of Things?
Well, let's open up the Founders Foundation site first. So this is another program that's located here in the state of North Rhine-Westphalia, rather to the northern eastern part of the state, which you can always find on Google Maps as well. So also a very prominent program we have here. And we will send you the links as well. Hope it opens up. Otherwise, I'll just give you some information on the audio, and we'll supply you with some links in the aftermath. So basically, not sure if it's opening. I'll just carry on right now. Unfortunately not. I can't, at least.
Oh, no. Okay.
No problem. Then I'll just do it very briefly on the audio line because we're short with time anyway. So what is Founders Foundation? There you go. You see the website. They do have an English and a German-speaking audience they address. So English startups are very welcomed, or somehow English-speaking startups, which refers to a question that was raised. You know, do you have to be fluent in English or German? Not necessarily, but you do have to understand the basics, you know, to get your startup here adjusted, because what this program offers, as you can see, as Nina is showing, is they do offer you a 5-month program with a specific demo day also towards the end. And it definitely is recommendable just to check this website if you fit the acceleration criteria and get in contact with the team. Somehow it's the sum of individual programs that might give you a picture. So for us, it's important today to somehow give you a feeling of how many strong and different programs there are at your disposal and you can choose from. And another important event that this team of Founders Foundation hosts is the Hinterland of Things. Of course, you know, playing with the idea of Internet of Things, and the hinterland is basically an ironic take on their location in NRW, which seems to be a bit far off, but in the end, a lot is happening there too. And it's a big event for matchmaking, also an English-speaking event for networking, getting into contact here. So do try to stick to this 17th of February 2022. That could be a good option for you to join in, link into the ecosystem, get a feel of what this whole ecosystem is about. So we'll be sending the links. This is just a short teaser from our side, and let's carry on with the next program point. If there's not any big questions, I'm just checking it. Oh, there was a question for Mr. Gick. We'll try to get to that later on. And yes, we'll have the contact details after the webinar. So, yes, and the presentations. So we'll get to that, all questions answered.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue with Julia, right?
Exactly. Let's continue with Do Accelerate from Dortmund. Julia, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Nina. Thank you, David. Hello, everybody. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me. My name is Julia. I'm from the Economic Development Agency in Dortmund, and my occupation is international settlement, and I'm also a project manager for Do Accelerate. So today, I'm very happy to give you a short introduction on our international program. It is called Do Accelerate, and it's about cooperation with regional companies from Dortmund to give you a first step into the German market. So what is about Do Accelerate? Dortmund accelerates. This explains it a little more. So the word do is, on the one hand, is for doing. And this means in our city, there are a lot of people who just do things, who want to do things forward, to do innovation and everything. And on the other hand, it's our car plate. So DO is the car plate for Dortmund, and this is why our program is called Do Accelerate. Well, for those who don't know so much about our beautiful city, well, we are located in North Rhine-Westphalia, quite close to the Dutch border and also to the French border. And while we're in the heart of Europe, we are also the 8th biggest city in Germany with more than 603,000 citizens, or depending on the sector you are active in, it might be customers, potential customers for you. So we are also the fourth greenest city according to a study launched by a Dutch startup. And we have 7 universities at our place with more than 52,000 students, so quite a lot. And also we own the largest IT faculty with more than 9,000 students in our city. Well, additionally, there are more than 30 research institutes in Dortmund focusing in different sectors. For example, the IT sector, production, logistics, biomedics, insurance, natural sciences, and also engineering. So artificial intelligence is quite a big topic over here, and also virtual reality. Also, we have a substantial startup ecosystem with competitions over here, funding options, and incubator and accelerator programs. And also, we're a city of neighbors and cooperation. Next slide, please. So, cooperation, well, cooperation is the topic of our program. Our program is innovations through cooperation, because Do Accelerate is a short program of only 5 days. And what we want to do there is connect Dortmund and regional companies with startups worldwide. So in this small program, we connect you to so that you can work together on a joint solution for company challenges. Our challenges are in the sectors of cybersecurity, smart city, smart factory, and artificial intelligence, but we are not focused on a certain sector. So how does the program work? On the one hand, we are looking for SMEs, small and medium enterprises in our region and Dortmund, and they can formulate challenges in their everyday working life. So we take these challenges to our accelerator programs and try to find a perfect match with international startups. So we spread the word through our network and try to find the most fitting startup for our companies. So after the application period has ended, our companies can just select the most promising startup for their challenge. Well, we just finished the second round, and we have a very promising startups and companies, and they are still working on the solutions, because the work doesn't end after this 5 days. So normally the startups and the companies go on working after this 5 days. The next round will start in autumn 2022. Oh, that's it. Okay, thank you. So why should you participate? Well, there are a lot of benefits you get from our program. On the one hand, you can expand your personal network with our exciting SMEs, small and medium enterprises and institutions from the region, also other startups. You can gain knowledge and innovative impulses for your products. You can meet potential customers. You can test your product in a real market, and you can get access to an attractive market, so you get first steps on the German market. And the most important thing, you do not have to pay anything. All you have to do is invest 1 week's work, or probably a little more time, because working goes on if the company decides to go on working with you, if they are satisfied with your solution. So we hope to meet in person in 2022. So then we will invite all the participants and companies who have already taken part in our program. Yeah. So the next slide is our program partners, but because for doing such a program, you couldn't do just on your own. On one hand, we have the Chamber of Industry and Commerce, we have the University of Applied Science and Arts, we have the South Westphalian region with more than 150 hidden champions. We have Zenit, the Enterprise Europe Network, NRW Global Business, of course, our partner as well, the Technological University, our Technology Center, which is one of the biggest in Europe. And we have also some participants from our region. So on the one hand, DEW, for example, They are a local energy supplier. We have Planet, they are in the building sector, or Lensing Media, they are in the media sector. So you can see that we are not focused on certain sectors, so our challenges come from everywhere. You can see some interviews on our website, and you can check there, and they can give you some more reasons to take part in our program. And of course, now, the question might arise if you have to found your business in Dortmund. No, you don't have, but of course we try to convince you to do so, because it's a beautiful city with a lot of innovative companies and good players, and it's a good place to settle down. So if you are interested in settlement in Dortmund or Germany, get in contact, and if you want to know more about our program, we are very happy to give you a more deeper introduction in our program if you get in contact with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Julia. So David, do we have any questions for Do Accelerate? Not an accelerator program, but more like a matchmaking program, right?
Yeah, indeed, we do some it's not a normal acceleration program, you're right. We do, of course, give some input on certain topics if they are needed. We support the startups, of course, but it's more like getting a first glimpse on the German market, so get a first customer and try to see it like this. So, of course, we want to have the startups over here in Dortmund to show them around, to give them more insights on how the German market works, on what they have to do for settling down in Germany, and how to found a business in Germany.
So David, do we have a question?
All right, one just came in from the audience. So Hamid Maleki raised the question that he's a founder of Saiwat in Bavaria right now, soon to be a GmbH in Munich, and focused on industrial IoT. And he would like to set up a branch or a new related firm in Dortmund. Can he or the company apply for this program, or how does that work?
Unfortunately not. We normally do not take German founders in. But of course, you can get in contact with us, and we can try to match you with the partners, to match you with our university. So we are still the right partner for you. So get in contact, and we will see what we can do for you.
Right. So creative matchmaking right there. So it doesn't have to be, within the program, but perhaps just the partners, that are interested in that technology. That's great. Is there a specific time frame for sending in an application, or how does that work? That's the next question.
Oh, sorry. Normally there is an application period. We'll put it on our website. Right now we don't have the clear time spot, but it will be around summer 2022. So yeah.
Okay, great. Summer 2022. I'm not sure if we want to add that maybe in the information in the aftermath, or be sure to check the website, right? You'll probably have that on your website, so that's always good to stick to the website information for the latest timeframes. Let's say, could you make an example of a VR team coaching? That is one question. I'm not sure if I totally get what you're hinting at. That's one question raised, but
okay. Well, it always depends on what you need. So it's very individual. So if you're a team, our program is more for grown-ups. It's not an early stage startups. So if you just have an idea, you're not right in our program, unfortunately, because what we want to do is in 5 days work, we want to create a solution. So it's not only having an idea. Sometimes it works like this. So we had a challenge of Wallace, for example, which is a Canadian and a Dutch investor who settles down in Dortmund. And they had startups who just had an idea, but normally they are more grown up, so they have a certain product or a certain solution which can be improved or individualized on the needs of our companies, because we have certain challenges and you apply for the certain challenges. But of course, if you apply for the program and you need some assistance, this is not a problem. So if you want to get in contact with our VR specialists in Dortmund, we can connect you very well. We are building a digital harbor and you could fit perfectly in there. So get in contact, we can send you information on what happens in Dortmund in the VR sector. So yeah, feel free to contact me.
Great, but everything is circling basically around these core needs that you're posting, and then you're trying to make, you know, startups fit those needs, right? So that's the main mission. Okay, great. Let's carry on.
Yeah, let's carry on. Thank you again, Julia. And if you have any questions, just get in touch with her. We stay in the Ruhr area and we go to Essen, and Felix from Gründerallianz Ruhr, or the Data Hub Ruhr, will explain us what it is about.
All right, thank you so much. I hope you can hear me. Okay. I'm Felix Schröder, manager of the Data Hub Ruhr program of the Gründerallianz Ruhr. The Gründerallianz Ruhr supports startups and founders within the Ruhr area and creates awareness for the region in Germany and beyond. How do we contribute as a Data Hub Ruhr program to that? We ask ourselves, what's the most important thing for startups? And that is usually clients. Thanks for changing the slide. We bring together established corporations and German and international startups by using data challenges. We develop those challenges with our partners, promote them in the startup ecosystem, and also help to find the best matching startups. What is in there for you as a startup? Of course, a new client, a new partner, maybe an investor in the future. If you get selected, you will receive the budget that is connected to the specific case. And of course, you get exclusive access to the data set that belongs to the partner. The selection process happens before you actually start working on the POC. I think this is important to note. Next slide, please. Here we see the current status of the program in 2021. So the challenges for this year were already defined. The application process has been completed. The startups were selected already. Now the implementation phase is running 3 months to develop a proof of concept. At the end of those 3 months, there's always a demo day, including press, VCs, a public event, also including other corporations. And how this will look like this year, I will tell you in a couple of minutes. The timeline is usually pretty much the same every year. Our program usually starts in Q2 of the year. So this will be probably also the same be in 2022. Here already we see the participants for this year. We had 8 data challenges with us by Vonovia, Evonik, RAG, and BRZ. We do not have a specific industry focus and also no specific focus on a single technology, but what we want is real business challenges. So we want to create business impact. There should not be something artificial that you are doing for fun. There should be really an important outcome. This year we had cases about route planning, prediction, classification, and computer vision. Next year it can be also something else. Next slide, please. So if doing a paid proof of concept as a data challenge is an option to you, I recommend you go to our webpage and sign up to our newsletter so you will not miss any data challenges in 2022. Yes, we will again probably will start with the program in Q2. This is usually the timing. If you are interested in data challenges and don't want to wait for the next iteration of the program, there is another option. And I'm really happy to introduce you all to that right now. Next slide, please. Here's this slide a little bit broken. Anyway, Gründerallianz Ruhr is hosting the Hands-on Data Conference on the 2nd of November this year. It will be a virtual conference, so you can relax on your couch and enjoy the show. You see there's some pictures about fire and black coal. And this is the reason for that is you might already know the Ruhr area in Germany has a long tradition of underground mining. So today we don't rely on the resource of coal anymore here, but maybe on data. Next slide, please. At the conference, we will have presentations of successful data science use cases, interesting panel discussions, but also the Data Hub Ruhr Demo Day. So you will see the 8 teams that I just mentioned before on the stage presenting the results that they could accomplish in those 3 months. And you will hear about new data challenges and many VC pitches. Could also be interesting to you. Next slide, please. We will have great keynote speakers, the AI lead of IBM and the founder of Paladin. Their presentations are not only smart, but also pretty entertaining. So highly recommending to attend, basically. Next slide, please. Most important for you are probably the data challenges. So we will have data challenges about smart contracts, water sensors, social media data, and much more. And you can get in touch with the corporations using our event platform, but also apply to the challenges on our webpage. Final slide. Oh yeah, thank you. So I should mention the tickets for startups are for free. So go to handsondata.net and grab yours. And I would be very happy to welcome you on the 2nd of November. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Felix.
Any questions to me about
questions already?
Program, about the hands-on data conference?
Right now we don't, but as you said, it's a kind of lean back and enjoy the show situation, right, that you have there to really join in. And there's one question, if we're going to save this web, probably you're talking about the websites here. That's the question. If we have all the websites and links, we will definitely send those in the aftermath as mentioned. So we'll have that selection of links also to handsondata.net. So that's maybe one question. Nina, do you have any questions remaining?
Well, you said there's no tech focus you're having, but you showed us some startups. So is there so what kind of startups are they? Like, is there a is there a tech focus that you can see in some of them, or what is the top the hottest things that you saw so far?
So regarding data, we of course a data hub. That means, of course, we are looking for startups that are dealing with data somehow. I think most startups do. I just wanted to point out we are not technically focused on one area, only computer science, computer vision, or only prediction problems. But it can be all over the place from a technical point of view. What we definitely want is challenges that create real business impact. So you should definitely work on a challenge that will change the way the corporation is working when you can tackle a problem and create a nice solution.
Okay, thank you very much.
How often does this event take place? I mean, is this kind of once a year deal? How often will you have this?
The Data Hub Ruhr batch, so the first part that I introduced, is happening once a year. It's a pretty strict program regarding the timing. We usually start in Q2, and then after that, application phase for the startups and the 3-month implementation phase is fixed. And the hands-on data conference, as I mentioned as well, this will happen on 2nd of November. You will have in the aftermatch the chance to apply to those data challenges that will be presented there, probably for roughly 4 weeks after the conference.
Great. And is there, let's say, I hope I get this question right that just came in, is there a specific industry or company behind these problems that are provided there, behind these cases, or do you want to keep that secret, or what would you answer?
I can, of course, as I already mentioned, for the current Data Hub batch, we have Vonik, RAG, BAZ, and Vonovia that are currently working with startups at the moment. The companies that are bringing in the data challenges to the hands-on data conference, we will reveal then on the 2nd of November.
That's great. So more to come, and reason enough to stay tuned. Nina, I'll give it back to you then.
Okay, thank you very much. So if there are no further questions, we reached the end of our webinar. So I want to thank again all of our pitch partners who represented very well their programs today. And I also want to recommend you again what I said in the beginning. I think there are 2 more webinars to come in the next days regarding the pre-program of the Startup Germany tour. So if you want to learn more about our startup ecosystem, about the support we have for you, please check the website of the Startup Germany tour. And I also think there will be videos posted in the next days from the webinars which already took place. So for me, it was really, really interesting to see or a glimpse in our landscape, to see 7 programs, or also a bit more programs for startups, and also with different topics and in different areas also in North Rhine-Westphalia. So we will send you the pitch decks via email, and you can get in touch with all the partners directly and to deep dive to get access to the acceleration support we offer you.
Right, and be sure to tell your friends, tell your colleagues about these offers we have. So why not spread the word while you're at it? So all these the startup success comes with good networking. So why not use the networks, and do access us or contact us with any questions you may have in the aftermath. So it's great having you.
Thank you very much. And if you want, just give us a little comment in the F&A. It's also the first time for us to do this webinar with you. And looking forward to see you hopefully soon in North Rhine-Westphalia in Germany.
Looking forward.
Take
Have
care.
a great day, everyone.